Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good morning to all viewers from Proofreaders United. I believe it's either now you are viewing us on YouTube or on Facebook page of Proofreaders United. Sebentar. Okay, view on Facebook. I think there is some problem with the Facebook uh, setting. Okay, never mind. I believe we are still live on YouTube. So let me share the link to YouTube. Proofreaders United. Proofreaders United have, yes. Okay, this is the link. Okay, in case I believe we have some problem with the uh, connection to YouTube, so we are still live on YouTube. So let me share with you the link to YouTube. So it's there in the comment section. Okay, so let me now share also the link on our Facebook page. Hold on. Okay, this is unexpected, but we are still the show must go on. Okay. We are live at on YouTube. On YouTube. Okay, and the next one is I would like to share the announcement on the Facebook event. Okay. Okay, so everyone who have responded that they are interested to join the session, they would be notified. Okay, so let us start our session with some introduction about myself. In case you do not know me, who is the guy presenting in this session? I'm Muhammad Zaki bin Ramli. I'm the founder of Proofreaders United. Proofreaders United was founded in 2015, and this year is already the eighth year. The eighth year of Proofreaders United. Alhamdulillah, we've been through a lot throughout the establishment and also the progress of Proofreaders United. So I believe we are more established than we used to be. Now we have more than 60 proofreaders and translators and other freelancers working with us. And I am really grateful that there are quite a number of freelancers who join Proofreaders United to be serving with us because they really believe in the efficiency and transparency of Proofreaders United in providing service not only to the freelancers but also to the clients. Who are the clients? They are mostly the postgraduate students, those who are doing PhD and master, who are writing thesis and they want their journal articles to be published with the best language presentation quality possible. Okay, so today what we are going to do is to, okay, the thing is this year what Proofreaders United would like to offer to all viewers is that on weekly basis we will share with you free contents that are useful especially for postgraduates in terms of proofreading, in terms of editing and translation, and we will from time to time invite our own freelancers to share their experience and some tips and tricks in proofreading, editing, and possibly translation as well. Because why? Although we offer the service, but we know you can also benefit from learning what we do on our daily basis. Okay, we although we know that we are actually selling the service, but then by also sharing what we do in our service, you will gain knowledge and you'll appreciate the hardness, the difficulty on what we actually do in our services. That's why by learning, you'll be knowing. Learning is knowing. Things like that. So, but what we will be learning today is just a tip of the iceberg. Okay, just one particular thing about the basics of on-screen editing and proofreading, which I think, although it's not to say too little, but it's good enough for you to start with. Okay, because why we will have this session on weekly basis from which you can learn consistently but continuously. Okay, it's better to learn it little by little, but at least you'll gain new knowledge each and every week. Okay, so I hope you can set your schedule on every Wednesday 10 a.m. 10 a.m. to join us for free. We will not charge you for attending to this free session because we really want to share our knowledge and tips and tricks in things related to our services, for particularly editing, proofreading, and translation. Okay, a little bit more about myself. I am, as I said, the founder of Proofreaders United. I am also an editor. I am also a proofreader, and also I am also a translator. Okay, I am a live member of Persatuan Editor Malaysia, Malaysian Editors Association, and also a live member of Persatuan Penterjemah Malaysia, Malaysian Translators Association. Okay, so I have the credibility to, as I've been in this industry for quite a number of years, more than 10 years. I started doing this since 2019, and now it's already 2023. So you can do the math about how long I've been in this industry. So I've also been invited by universities to share my knowledge, to share the tips and tricks in on-screen editing and proofreading, and not only in universities, but also private organizations, GLC organizations, and many more. So, in case if you are interested to learn more on in a syllabus for about half day or one day, you can also invite me to your institution so I can share my knowledge in your institution face to face. Now we are already in the face of, and also we are about to be in the endemic apa namanya, phase, but hopefully the new COVID will not struck uh, Malaysia too badly, so we can have our face-to-face class soon in your institution. So feel free if you want to invite me. It can also be virtual class, but if you would like to invite me to have face-to-face session at your institution, I am more than happy to get your invitation. Okay, so let us start since it's already about 8 minutes, 9 minutes since we have started our session. So before I start, may I ask a bit of your kindness to share this link, the link to the session to your friends, okay, so that they will also be getting the benefits or the knowledge that we will together learn in this session. Okay, so thank you so much if you have shared, yeah, this session with your friend. Just copy the on any WhatsApp group that among your postgraduate students or your postgraduate friends, so that they can also learn from this topic. Okay, so what are the basics of on-screen editing and proofreading? So in today's session, it's like an introductory session in case you are really new in this topic. Okay, maybe you have no idea about what's the difference between on-screen and on-paper editing and proofreading. So actually, what is it about? Okay, so that is what I will touch in this session so that you can gain a little knowledge about the basics of on-screen editing and proofreading. Okay, as usual, when we have any session and the session is really new to us, what we will do is to give the definition of the terms that we will frequently use in this sharing session. Okay, proofreading, editing. What are the differences? Those are the things that I will also touch in the session. Okay, editing, proofreading. So what are they? They are processes to find mistakes in a written document, and then we want to fix the mistakes by putting uh, the correct things uh, in the wrongly spelled words or wrongly phrased sentences, or maybe sentences that do not mean anything understandable. They are incomprehensible, so we want to find those kind of mistakes and we want to replace the mistakes with the correct ones. Okay, so that's the idea of editing and proofreading. The main difference between the editing and proofreading is that editing is more detailed, while proofreading touches more on the surface, for example, grammar, spelling, and punctuation. And to an extent, it also involves the correction of formatting. But usually in Proofreaders United, we will separate between proofreading and formatting because these are the two different services that we can separate them altogether. Because why? To focus on finding language mistakes in terms of spelling, grammar, and punctuation, this has already take this this can already take a lot of time to do that. While to do the formatting itself, to follow what's the font type, what's the font size, what's the what between left to right, bottom to top, how many centimeters, those are the things that are covered in formatting. But in terms of language checking, those are the things that we do in proofreading, especially for spelling, grammar, and punctuation. While for editing, it's more extensive, it's more detailed, where we will also go to into the meaning of each of the sentences because we want to make sure that the sentence makes sense. Okay, we want to make sure that once reader who read the well written text and well edited text, they can understand the sentences already. However, if the document has been written but and also has been edited, but they are not well written, they are not well edited, readers will still find the document contains sentences that are difficult to understand. So that's where editing must come first before proofreading, because editing we deal more on the meaning of the sentence. If the sentences do not make sense, this is where editing will help you to make sure they deliver comprehensible meaning. While proofreading, we assume all the sentences have already had comprehensible meaning. Although sometimes when we proofread a document, we will still find some sentences are difficult to understand. So that's where a an editor or a proofreader must be really careful when evaluating a document. If the document contains sentences that are too difficult to be understood, so editing service is more appropriate for the document. While if the document is really easily understandable, then proofreading is sufficient. Okay, so that's about the difference between editing and proofreading. So we extend the discussion a little bit more on-screen editing and proofreading as what is mentioned here. Okay, on-screen editing and proofreading. So what does it mean by on-screen? Okay, I believe you are really familiar with what you do on your screen, where you will type your thesis, your journal articles, using your computer. And then actually you are using your screen to write. I believe during your school days when you were in primary schools, in secondary schools, you write on your book. That is what we call on paper writing. But once you do the job using your computer on your screen, you are actually using on-screen writing. You do not know, you do not use your fingers to hold a pen to write. Instead, you use your fingers to type and then you write. So that's about on-screen writing. But when we talk about on-screen editing and proofreading, okay, we are actually talking about correcting the written documents in terms of language. Okay, in terms of language. So when we combine on-screen editing and proofreading into a context, that means we use the tools that are available on screen to help us in doing editing and proofreading tasks. Okay, so that's basically the idea about on-screen editing and proofreading. Okay, I would like to stop there a bit. I would like to stop there a bit because I would like to thank everyone, especially for the viewers at this time. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions, I am live on my laptop and also on my phone, so that I know that if you have any questions, you can ask the questions on the if you are on our YouTube. I can see your comments there, and if you leave any comments or questions on our Facebook, I can let me see. Okay. Okay, so far no questions on Facebook and on YouTube. So I'll just continue with what I have in front to share with you in this session about basics on screen editing and proofreading part one. So why part one? Because we will have many more parts because as I said earlier, we will consistently be sharing with you, but continuously, so that you can learn a bit by a bit from time to time on a weekly basis. Okay, so leave questions if you have any on our YouTube and on our Facebook page. I'll be seeing your questions and comments from time to time while I continue my session. Okay, so okay, we have a question from Lakshmi Naidu, anak perempuan Virasami Naidu. Thank you for the question. If checking reference type is that proofreading service? Okay, in Proofreaders United, thank you for the question. Really, really relevant question. In Proofreaders United, we also separate between proofreading and also reference checking. Because why? Because reference checking is again a different service that needs different skill to do. Okay, if proofreading, we have to have the language skill to find the mistakes in terms of language. But as for a reference checking service, we have to have the skill of finding the right reference to be cited in the reference list, so that it does not concern so much on the language but more on the style or the format of the reference. So that's why we separate between proofreading service and reference checking service. So to answer your question, I think Miss Lakshmi Naidu, so they are not included. Reference checking service is not included in the proofreading service. Okay, I hope that answers your question. Thank you for the relevant questions. So keep the questions coming. I will read your comments from time to time. Okay, so let me start sharing my screen. This is where I would like to ask you in case you are viewing me using your phone and you have the immediate access to your laptop, go to your laptop now. Okay, so because what you will view in this session is more viewable and easily understandable if you are watching me using your laptop, because it has a big screen, wide screen. But if you do not have an immediate access to your laptop and you would like to continue watching this session using your smartphone, make sure you put your smartphone into vertical horizontal mode, so you can view you can view your screen and my presentation more enjoyably. Okay. Okay, because why? I'm afraid if the screen is too small for you to enjoy viewing the lesson. Okay, so if you use your laptop or you put your phone into horizontal mode, you can enjoy the lesson better. Mm. Okay, let me present my screen. Okay, I believe now you are seeing my Microsoft Word. Oh, hold on, it's not there. Okay, not here. Somehow it's not working. Let me try again. Share screen. Mm, does it work now? Still not working. Hold on. Mm, how about this way? Share screen, entire screen. Okay. That's why I have to have some backup using my yes. Okay. My phone is there because I'm working alone here. Yes, now you are seeing my Microsoft Word. Okay, I'll continue. So this is just a blank document. Nothing is there. Nothing. So what we will share with you is about on-screen editing and proofreading. For example, we have a paragraph. I have a paragraph here. Okay, it's not a paragraph yet. CV, okay, not there. Okay. Okay, online. Sorry about that. And I'm still actually, at least I'm grateful that I can continue the session instead of session is stop. Okay, 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 okay. Okay, technical glitch. Sorry for that. Somehow my laptop crashed while we are online. And thank you for StreamYard. At least you are still making this online, so I can continue. Okay. Sorry, Allah, Allah. Okay, where were we? Okay, I started by hopefully with my laptop will not crash anymore. Time to buy a new one, Zaki. Okay, let me present. Let me continue, and thank you for bearing with me. Although there was some technical glitch during online. Okay, share. Okay, so again, let me start again. Now I'm going to cancel. How to save lah? Dia nak save juga kan? Kita save lah. I don't like to have this yellow line over here. It's like disturbing. Okay. So for example, I have a paragraph. Okay. And then let me copy the whole sentence, make it a paragraph, and let me put the font size to be a little bigger so that you can view the words better. Okay. For example, you have a paragraph like this, and then you would like to make correction. For example, you want to delete this sentence in the middle of the paragraph. Okay, save a copy. Okay, selagi tak save lagi pula dia nak muncul. Okay, save dulu. Yes to all. Okay. Don't take too long. My view is waiting. Okay lah, discard changes lah. Yes. Okay. B. Okay. Let me start that. V. And then put it a little bigger. Okay. So you have a paragraph here, and then you want to delete a sentence in the middle of the paragraph. For example, you delete that. And then you're not sure whether you have already deleted the sentence or not. And then you might not be knowing what have you deleted. So that it will be a problem for you to trace the changes that you have made. And then if you add any new sentences, I have a new sentence like that, and it's in the middle of the paragraph. It will be difficult for you to trace again, to detect, to trace, to find the sentence that you have added in the paragraph if you do not use the right tool to edit or to proofread the document. This is where learning on-screen editing and proofreading is really useful, so that you can skip all the hassle, all the difficulties when you do your editing and proofreading. And those are the two situations where it will be difficult if you do not know how to go about it. And the third situation, for example, your supervisor would like to comment on your document, and then your supervisor put the comment in again in the middle of the paragraph. For example, Zaki, please add a new point here. Not really new point, a citation here. attention here. Um, Again, it will be difficult to find this kind of um, comment in the middle of sentence, but your supervisor is a bit hardworking, so what they do, they will highlight like this. This will be okay. At least there is some effort to let you know that there is a comment from your supervisor so that you can pay attention and work on it. And you can go about it, work on it, edit it, and do whatever is instructed by your supervisor. However, this is in the case of paragraph, then it's only one page, one paragraph. How about if it's a thesis and then your supervisor put the comment in the middle of nowhere and then you did not notice that comment, and you only notice that once you have printed the thesis. It will be tiring, it will be uh, cost consuming. And then, so why don't we learn today about the basics of on-screen editing and proofreading so that you can skip all these hassles. Okay, so what we can do is we have a few tools on Microsoft Word under the tab review. Review over here. Okay, review. And then you can for my computer I have all these buttons from editor until resume assistant. you might you might find your Microsoft Word contain similar tools like what I have here. But if you do not have any of them, at least your Microsoft Word must have these comments, tracking, changes. These three must be available on your Microsoft Word. Okay, do not see it now, or if you are watching this in the recording form, you can pause now and then go to your Microsoft Word and see the tools under the tab review. You must have comments, tracking, and changes at least. If you do not have editor, you do not have resume assistant, do not worry. What I will touch today is only on tracking. Tracking. We will go deeper and more extensively in the next session. Okay, if you want to delete a sentence or delete even a punctuation, a period, and you want that to be tracked, you want that to you want Microsoft Word to inform you that you have made the changes, you can activate a tool named track changes over here. Okay, so what they do? Okay, for now, if you can see it, I do not touch anything over here. You can see that this button has a color like this, like the rest of the buttons, except this one. Okay, but if I click on the pen and paper button or icon, the color will change to be a little bit darker. Okay, but nothing happened in the paragraph yet. But what you can see is that once I delete a sentence, for example, okay, the deleted part or the deleted sentence will be brought to the right side of the screen, like this one. Okay, or if you add a new sentence, for example, I add here, a new sentence is added here. Okay, you can see that once I have activated this button, whatever I add in the document will be marked with a new sentence with different color. I would not like to say it must be red because sometimes in other computers the color will be different. But the main point here is the color will be different from the the rest of the paragraph. Because why? This is the new addition that we have added in the document after we activate this button. Not only the color is different, but also there is a line below the new sentence that we have added. Okay, as you can see, the underline below the sentence. And we can also see a line here, a line at the left part of the screen. What does this line mean? It means that it shows the line where we have made any changes. For example, just now we delete a sentence here, and that's why there is a line shown here, and there is no line over here, and over here, because nothing is changed at these other lines. But if, for example, I even put a space here, then this line will appear. It shows any changes that you have added in the document after you have activated this button. Okay, even putting a space will also be marked with this line at the left side of the screen. So it's very efficient in telling you where the changes have been put. So it will be easier for you to find any changes that you have added in the document. Okay, now uh, it only works if your setting here under display for review is all markup. If we click on the drop down menu, there are three other options other than the all markup. They are simple markup, no markup, and original. Altogether, there are four. There are four options under the display for review. What does that mean? It means that if you put the option to be all markup, like what we have now, that's how it will be shown. But if you change the setting to be simple markup, so we can only see this red line here. And all the corrections that or all the changes that we have already added in the document will be hidden. Okay. And if we change the setting to be no markup at all, not even simple markup, no markup at all, it will show like it's the final draft of the document. Nothing is shown except the result of the changes that we have already put in the document. That means this is a final draft, for example. And if we change it to original, as the name indicates, it means the original document before any changes are added in your document. So those are the differences between all these four options. But I want to get back to all markup so that we can understand more about the benefits of using on-screen editing and proofreading. So, as what I have already explained, all changes will be marked. For example, whatever we delete will be brought into the right side of the screen, while whatever we add in the document will be shown right in the document but with a different color like this, and also an underline below it and a line at the left side of the screen. Okay, other than all these advantages, so that we know what changes have been made, we can also know who did what and when. Who did what and when. Who, what, and when. How? There are two ways. One way is that at the part where we add any new additions, in the document, we put it, we put the cursor onto it, and pop-up message will appear like this. I hope you can see it on the screen. I hope it's big enough for you to see. Yes, at least you can appreciate that there is something appear, that there's something that is appearing on your screen now, where it says that Muhammad Zaki on 4th of January 2023 at 10:35 a.m. added a new sentence is added here. That means by activating this track changes tool, it will tell you who did what and when. For example, this addition that I put here was added by, again, I put the name of this Microsoft Word by my name, and then the date is today and the time is like a few minutes ago. Okay, so it will be very useful so that you can know who did what and when. Okay, for example, a document is written by a few authors, and those a few authors as well, they are going to edit the same document, so that we can know if we do not activate this track changes button, and then somehow after those authors have edited the document, we do not know who did what and when it was done. So that by activating this track changes button, we can know who did what and when. And since only for now it's only me who did the correction or the changes, one name is appears here. But later, if you are working with a few authors for the same document, you will find that maybe I can show you this in the next session, okay? But let me explain the idea first. If you are working with a few authors, this color will be different for each author, and then their name will appear in the pop-up message over there. So their name will appear, and then we can also know when they do the correction or the changes. Okay, so that's one way of seeing the who did what and when. We can also put the cursor over here, the same pop-up message will appear. And as for deletion, for this balloon over here or the box at the right side of the screen, you can see that Muhammad Zaki 9 minutes ago deleted I have a paragraph, things like that. So we can, that's the advantage of using on screen editing and proofreading, so that we can know who did what and when. Okay, so I hope you can get the idea about, oh, okay, this is new to me. I have never known that there are tools that can help me in editing and proofreading easily. So yes, that's exactly what we editors and proofreaders do on our daily basis, where we will activate this button to make sure that we know whatever changes that we have added in the document, so that once we deliver the job, deliver the work to our clients also will know any whatever changes that we have added in the document. Okay, I want to touch a little bit on this button. Actually, there are a few more to discuss, but I will touch that in the next session in the following weeks. Okay, about this line over here, as I said earlier, this is the line to tell you where the changes have been made. Okay, so only here, here, and here the changes have been made. But the good thing about this line is that if you do not want to see the different colors in the document and so many balloons at the right side of the screen, you can click on it, on this line over here, and as said over there, hide track changes. So once you click on it, all the track changes will be hidden. They are not deleted, they are just hidden. Because why? If you click again on the line, then it will again show you the changes that have been added in the document. So actually, in other words, this is all markup view. or display. Once you click on this, it will change to simple markup. So it's either way. You can either click on the line at the right side or at the left side of the screen, or you can change the setting over here. Either one. Sometimes I find that when I work in a document that has too many changes that I have to put, because the document is the document requires heavy editing. A lot of changes have been put in the document, and the document will be very heavy to be to view, because even to scroll down it will take time, because the document is already heavy, big in terms of its size, because there are so many changes added in the document. So it will be heavy for the document to be viewed, so it will be very slow to view the document. So even to scroll down will take a few seconds to scroll down. What I will do is to change from all markup like this to simple markup, so the document will be a little bit faster to view, to scroll down, and to work on. Okay, so that's a tip that I can share with you in case your document has too many changes, put with track changes, and then you want to make it faster, you can just hide it by clicking on simple markup, and you will find the document will be faster and easier to view, and finally to work on, so that you can finish the job faster. Okay, I'm afraid that the other day Zaki taught me about using this tool, but then once I already use the knowledge that he shared in his lesson, my document becomes heavy. Oh no, actually you can always change the setting to simple markup, and you can use your document faster. Uh, I know that those changes will be hidden, but then do not worry. They are only hidden, but they are still there. You can always see the changes you have made later by changing it to all markup, or clicking at the lines at the left side of the screen. Things like that. Okay, so that's about it for today. Only a few lessons that I would like to touch, and I hope it has some benefits, some advantages that we have can sense from this session. I would like to touch a bit about our next session with Proofreading, where we will have. Let me again share my screen, entire screen. Okay. Okay. Proofreading will have a session with Dr. Nur Shamlina. Which one? It's all. The number of participants registered for this session is really high. Alhamdulillah. I believe you do not want to miss this session as well. But for non-English speaker, I am sorry that this session will be delivered in Bahasa Malaysia. But do not worry, we already had the session in English earlier. So you can always find the session by asking Progress United via our WhatsApp if you want to watch the session in English. But this upcoming one will be delivered in Bahasa Melayu. Sekiranya tuan-puan berminat untuk belajar cara untuk menghasilkan slide Viva yang cantik dan menarik supaya pemeriksa tuan-puan kagum dengan usaha yang kita letakkan untuk pastikan bahawa kita punya Viva tu akan menyerlah, akan menunjukkan bahawa kita letak usaha yang sekeras mungkin untuk pastikan bahawa mereka kagum dengan kita punya usaha tu. Okay, sama ada konten tu bagus ke tak tu, itu dah cerita yang kemudian lah. Yang penting kita tunjukkan usaha bahawa kita tak buat kerja ni cincai. Kita nak beritahu kepada kita pemeriksa bahawa kita betul-betul berusaha untuk pastikan bahawa kita mahu menyampaikan kita punya pembentangan Viva tu dengan sebaik mungkin, dengan menghasilkan slide Viva yang cantik dan menarik. Dan tip untuk kita ke arah itu akan disampaikan oleh Dr. Nur Syamlina dalam sesi yang akan diadakan pada Ahad ini, 8 Januari 10 pagi hingga 12 tengah hari, dengan yuran hanya sebanyak 10 ringgit untuk yuran pendaftaran. Dan sekiranya tuan-puan ingin mendapatkan rakaman sekali, cuma perlu tambah lagi RM10, so tuan-puan boleh dapatkan rakamannya dan boleh ulang-ulang tengok siaran tersebut sehingga tuan-puan betul-betul faham dan boleh hasilkan slide viva yang cantik dan menarik agar pemeriksa tuan-puan akan kagum dengan usaha yang tuan-puan laburkan untuk menyampaikan sesi viva yang sangat berkesan. Okey, itu sahaja. Macam mana untuk dapatkannya, tuan-tuan boleh pergi ke Telegram kami. Telegram kami, okay, saya kasih linknya. Mana tadi? Banner dia. Okey. So, itu linknya. Linknya yang tuan-puan boleh pergi untuk dapatkan. Bukan. Sini. Mana linknya? Tak muncul pula. Hide. Okey. Tu. t.me/tulis thesis. So tuan-puan boleh pergi ke Telegram kami dan dapatkan link untuk mendaftar ke sesi bersama Dr. Nur Syamlina itu, agar tuan-puan dapat menyediakan slide viva yang cantik dan menarik dan boleh menarik perhatian dan kekaguman para pemeriksa tuan-puan. I guess that's all. Thank you for everything, for everyone who have already viewed and stayed until the end of the session. I hope you find it very useful for you, and see you again in the next session with possibly me as well, again in the next week, before we find any other speakers among our freelancers of Proofreaders United. Okay, again, one last thing. Please share this session with your friends so that they also will learn a lot of things from the session and you get the pahala, insyaAllah, the reward from Allah Subhanahu Wa Ta'ala. Okay, thank you. Assalamualaikum.